I'm introducing you to an exercise that I do anytime I need a boost of confidence. When I need to feel powerful and I need to feel strong, it takes exactly 2 minutes. And after 2 minutes, I am ready for a difficult conversation. I am ready to walk into any room. I'm ready to show up and record a course for a client. What am I talking about? I'm talking about what Amy Cuddy calls the power pose. Amy Cuddy is a Harvard professor, a body language expert, and she is an author. Amy did a TED Talk several years ago, an 18-minute talk where she breaks down research into what she is now calling the power pose. Amy Cuddy researched how body language impacts us. You know, there's a lot of work, a lot of research and books written on how we perceive others based on their body language. But Amy Cuddy did just the opposite. She's looking at research into how our body language impacts how we feel about ourselves. And she found that if we can do what she calls a power pose for 2 minutes, we don't have to do it for 3 minutes, yet 90 seconds or 1 minute, that's not enough. It has to be exactly 2 minutes. If we can hold this power pose for 2 minutes, we are going to feel confident. Now, I know that sounds like fluff, like 2 minutes, do a pose. What is the power pose? Well, Amy looked at people who just experienced victory. And she said, we have a universal, signal for victory. And, when you see a runner, for example, Usain Bolt, win a race in the Olympics, we often will just celebrate with arms up. That is universal in football, in basketball, in track. We're celebrating when our toddler goes to the potty, for the first time. And we're doing that. It's like, yay. Well, her research is based in part on that very natural behavior. Another natural body language is to stand with our arms akimbo. And I'm standing back. Hopefully you can see me. Like you may have noticed Wonder Woman or Superman, kind of the superhero pose, standing like this, chest out, arms at the side, and feeling powerful, cape draping behind you. Amy Cuddy calls this the power pose. And she found that if you can do this for 2 minutes before you go into a big meeting or a job interview or to have a tough conversation with someone or to talk to a difficult customer, what happens is, and this is where the research comes in, our testosterone levels rise. And yes, women, we have testosterone too. Testosterone is the hormone that makes us feel powerful and strong. So it's not just men, it is us too, ladies. And the research says our cortisol hormone reduces. Cortisol is the hormone that makes us feel stress. If you find that you're perspiring under an anxious situation, under stress, under pressure, that may mean that your cortisol is higher. So doing the power pose for 2 minutes increases testosterone and at the same time lowers cortisol. And as a result, we feel more powerful. In Amy's research, people after doing the power pose that went into a job interview did better. If you have to sit down and give a person bad news or difficult news, you did that with more confidence. After watching Amy's TED Talk, I began to practice the power pose. And I think I watched that TED Talk, maybe 5, 6 or more years ago. And I still do the power pose. And I do feel more confident, more ready, that I'm communicating with greater clarity when I do the power pose. Before I came into the studio today to record this segment, I did the power pose. In fact, for every segment that I record, I do the power pose. Before every workshop, in person, digital, online, I do the power pose. If I need to have a difficult conversation with a client, I'm doing the power pose. And I do it not just professionally, I do this personally. I've taught it to my kids as well, my 21-year-old daughter and my 18-year-old son. I don't know that they have taken it quite as seriously as I have. but I've taught it to them. I'll just say that. I do the power pose. I share the power pose with you because it works. At least it's working for me, and research backs it. So I encourage you, if you think you need more confidence, you need a little more power before your shift, don't just go for the coffee, go for the power pose. Now, if you're interested, I'll share a link to Amy Cuddy's TED Talk. She also wrote a book that has all the research. It goes far deeper than the TED Talk. So I'll make sure to share a link for both. But this power pose is going to help you feel more confident in a variety of situations, both professionally and personally. I hope you'll try it.